What's good, everybody? This is Chipsy here. I hope you're having a lovely day or a lovely evening wherever you are from. Um, uh, Look, Tekken 7's coming to a close. We're just 10 days away from the release of Tekken 8. Can you believe it? It has been a very fast several years for myself getting into Tekken 7. It's been a hell of a ride, and I've uploaded a few Tekken 8 Shaheen videos, but I sort of just jumped back on YouTube and I didn't really say anything. I didn't introduce myself or anything. So I'd like to use this video as an opportunity to let you guys know a little bit about myself a bit more, but also sort of look back on what Tekken 7 has done for me. Because, on Twitter, there's a thank you Tekken 7 hashtag going on at the moment. And look, to some people, it might just be a video game, but for myself, it's really changed the course of my life, honestly. And I know that sounds very dramatic. So I wanted to use this video as an opportunity to sort of talk about how it's affected me and, use it as a bit of an intro for new players coming into Tekken 8 to just let them know, what the FGC in general can do for you, because it's done so much for me. So I thought I'd go into that, and hopefully, if you're thinking about getting into Tekken 8 or any other fighting game for that matter, hopefully this can give you some insight into some of the things it can bring to your life. So to start on a bit of background on myself, I've been sort of learning and playing Tekken seriously for about 7 years now. Just before Tekken 7 came out, I started learning how to properly play the game. I've been a Shaheen main for, I think it's now 5 of those years. I officially started maining him in January 2019, so 5 years of Shaheen. And for the last almost 2.5 years, I've been doing commentary on and off at different events, and that's become sort of my main passion and drive at the moment. I'm just someone who loves talking about the game, discussing it, coaching, analysing, and commentary was a perfect outlet for me. I used to compete quite regularly and I loved playing offline, but when COVID came around at the start of 2020, it sort of dragged me away from playing offline. I didn't get to do it as much, and where I'm from in Melbourne, Australia, we kept going in and out of lockdowns, and it was hard to maintain that offline motivation, to the point where I sort of just decided to take a hiatus from competing, and eventually I just fell into commentary thanks to some opportunities from some great people I'll get into later. Just like a lot of people, I've had Tekken in my life for a long time. I started with Tekken 4 on the PS2 back on the demo disc, believe it or not. I fell in love with that game and I used to buy all the subsequent releases, and I used to be able to do a combo, and I thought I was good because of that. But a friend of mine introduced me to a friend of his because he said he plays Tekken 2 and you should play with him. So he's like, oh, this guy's really good like you. I didn't really know what good was, but I thought I was. And I played that guy and I got my ass beat. So that was sort of the start of me learning. That was around August 2016 in tag. So I had a bit of preparation going into Tekken 7 actually. I had someone teaching me what punishment is, and I started learning how to move. I fell into that learning how to do an electric cycle. I'm sure everyone's gone through at least once. But, when Tekken 7 came out, I started playing that. I started off as... I really loved Devil Jin, actually, on tag, but I found the execution a bit much, and I ended up moving to Dragunov because I liked him, and I used to watch Avoiding the Puddle, or Aris, as a lot of you know him, and I found those combos a little bit easy to do, and I started learning the game with Dragunov, and I'd slowly pick up other characters, but not to a very good level at all. I was still actively learning. I wouldn't play too much at home. I'd jump online a little bit, but I'd mostly play with that friend who is Mr. Kojeski from Melbourne. And yeah, I would follow the tournament scene though pretty regularly. I used to watch almost everything. I was obsessed with tournaments, but I was always a bit too scared to go to one myself, even just my local one here in Melbourne. So my friend would always say, oh, you should come out one day, man, like come down, and I'm like, oh no, I'm not good enough, and I always used to sort of like try and get out of it, which is surreal to me now, because eventually we have a major here in Melbourne called Battle Arena Melbourne, and it's been a master event on the Tekken World Tour for many years. I attended that event twice without even like playing, without interacting with people. I sort of just like sat in the corner and like watched like all the tournament matches and all of that. So I went, but I was too scared to get involved, which turned out to be such a huge mistake, because in August of 2018 I finally bit the bullet due to some motivation, and I entered my first tournament in Melbourne, and from that point I was straight up just addicted to the game. Like, it opened my eyes. The people were so nice, everyone was so welcoming to me. It was nothing like I thought. I don't even know why I thought it would be like that, but I can understand it's daunting, but taking that leap was one of the best decisions, because now it's led to so many things for me. I have built an entire new friend group, and I'm friends with so many people in the Australian and New Zealand Tekken community. I've met so many lovely people. I've had so much fun playing events. It was just so fun, and I put so many hours into the game. I'd play so much, I'd study so much, practice. There was one period where I was going offline 3 to 4 times a week. Like, I was just straight up addicted, and I wouldn't have had that opportunity if I didn't go offline. I mentioned before that sort of COVID lockdown sort of took me out of that competition circle. But while it lasted, it was so fun, and it was so funny. Almost a year to the day of my first offline, I got top 3 in an event with my friend Mr. Kojeski on the podium. So it was surreal, going from total fearfulness and self-doubt to going out to being able to, top 3 in an event with one of my best mates was amazing. So during that period of, early mid 2020 till present, I essentially stopped competing. The last tournament I played in was, I think, March 2020. But in 2021, a good friend of mine and an Australian FGC icon and legend, Brownman, he gave me a shot on the commentary for an event we had called Battle Arena Nightclub. It was sort of like a fill-in for the Battle Arena Melbourne we had missed due to COVID. That was the first commentary work that I did, and I did it offline, and I had so much fun doing it because a lot of people at the time knew I just loved talking about the game. I could just talk about it for 10 hours. It doesn't matter. Like, I could just keep talking. I love coaching people. I love giving advice, sharing things. So it sort of offered an outlet to allow me to continue to be involved with Tekken while I was sort of on my competitive hiatus, if you want to call it that. And eventually as well, another Australian FGC legend, Alchemist, gave me a shot on a commentary for an online series he was running called Oceanic Tekken League. And I ended up doing many of those, and I had so much fun. My passion for commentary started to, build by doing all of these events, and it was so much fun. And eventually, I had the absolute privilege of doing commentary for Top 8 at Battle Arena Melbourne in 2022, and I had the pleasure of watching one of my best friends win that tournament, and I was on the mic and I was able to commentate that. So that felt so good, not only to commentate my major, but on top of that, to see one of my best friends take it out. And then the following year, Battle Arena Melbourne 13, it was even crazier for me because I had the opportunity to commentate alongside Brownman as well, which I've done many times before, but it felt good to do it on that stage with him, but as well as Potch Spice from the Philippines and Markman from the US, which was crazy to me because I used to, before I even was going offline and like studying as hard as I did, I would just watch the tournaments, and people like Markman would be there all the time. And to call back to before, I was someone who went to BAM twice and just hid in the corner and I was too scared to do anything, and like years later I'm on stage commentating with Markman. Like, that's so surreal to me. I'm so thankful for that opportunity that everyone like backed me on. It was so good, and something I'll honestly never forget. That's just one of many things Tekken's done for me. Another thing that happened last year, which was such a good year for me, was we had the opportunity to play, and this is thanks to Mr. Sailor Moon in Melbourne, who ran this event. We had the opportunity to play with WWE superstars Xavier Woods, also known as Austin Creed, and Kofi Kingston. They came down and they just chilled with us, and they played games with us and ran sets and just hung out, and it was just amazing. We got to coach them and just chill. So Tekken has just done so many crazy things for me. Friends, the commentary, the competing, it's just such a great feeling. So if you are considering going to offline or getting into fighting games and Tekken's your thing, Tekken 8's right around the corner, and I really encourage you to go. I understand that it's daunting, but trust me, especially in Melbourne, we have such a lovely community. There's so many great people you'll find in the FGC that are willing to help you out, get you settled in, teach you things, and just hang out. You'll make so many new friends. So I really do encourage it, and I'm so grateful to Tekken in general for all of these things. I've been able to just do so much. Some of these things might not look too much to people, but they mean a lot to me because I look at them with the context that I was someone that was too nervous to even go to an event like this. So it's absolutely crazy to me. So that's what this game's done for me, and I will always appreciate it. And I'm so excited for Tekken 8. I'm going to get back into playing. I want to get back into commentary too, but I'm definitely going to be playing regularly, putting out some content for you guys, doing live streams, everything. So there's a lot that's coming for Tekken 8, and I'm so excited. And here's to many more years of fun, friends, and amazing opportunities. I really appreciate everybody for tuning in to this video and just letting me be thankful for all those people that have helped me out. You know, Mr. Kajeski for getting me into offline, Brown Man for just being supportive in general and helping me get into commentary and helping me sort things out and, you know, push myself to be better. And you know, people like Alchemist and Rec from New South Wales, who, you know, they were both responsible for helping me commentate Oceanic Tekken League, but also so responsible for making me a better player. They taught me so much and they gave me so much advice, so I always try to call back and be very thankful for that. And yeah, there's a lot of people that have helped, but also Jin, aka Bon Bon from Melbourne, he taught me a lot of stuff too. So I'm so thankful for those people, and I wanted to cap it off in a video. I've said it many times, but I feel like I need it cemented on YouTube. But yeah, I really appreciate everyone who's tuned in, and here's to a fun Tekken 8. Catch you later.